Yeah, boy. Yo, checking the stream. Ooh, it popped up right away. I like that. Damn, J. Cole's in town? Ooh. Hat Club at Mills. J. Cole's at the mall right now? Damn, son. It makes me not want to stream. Damn, bro. Damn. Should I go? I don't know. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. It's not worth it. Damn, but I feel like if I rap for that nigga, he actually would like be like, you know what, Lonely Leonard, fuck it. Damn, son, I wish I knew where he was. No one knows where he is, bro. I don't know, man. Fuck it. I'm not even gonna dwell on it, to be real. Okay. Mm, okay. All right, and then for my final trick. Damn, bro, I'm really considering like searching for J. Cole, but by the time I even get to the location that J. Cole would even be at, allegedly, it's like number one, there would be an insane crowd of people there, right? It is a Monday, but still, there's gonna be an insane crowd of stands basically, and J. Cole stands are something else. Hmm. I would only go there if I could like give him like some merch or like show him my shit. But you know how many people are gonna? Oh my god! Do you know how many people are gonna pull up on him with their brand so you could show them their shit, bro? A nauseating amount. Now J Cole kind of deserves it because that's what he did to Jay Z. It's kind of how he got his career started. But you know, let's see if my technology wants to work. Thank you. A nauseating amount. Now J Cole kind of deserves it because that's what he did to Jay Z. All right.
Dara and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
Sinners is like a darling, yo. Like it's gonna win every single award. I don't think it's gonna win Best Picture, but I think Ryan Coogler is definitely gonna win Best Director. That movie has its flaws. You know, obviously a lot of the hype for it is just a black cast in a major successful movie, which isn't super common. But yeah, it's a very exciting night for for them to get any kind of award. They probably made this to win awards.
We're here to celebrate.
All right, now you couldn't hear that, but that was someone yelling the N word at them. It's hard. Just watch the video
Della and
again.
I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
Okay, and again, it doesn't really come across with the beeps, but it's said with some visceralness. N word, N word, N word. It was actually kind of gnarly. Like it said with some conviction for sure. And then like all you can do is just like peep their faces, like hearing that shit, bro. It's like look at Lindo Delroy's motherfucking face, bro. His eyes are popping out of his skull, bro. Michael B. Jordan is just like keeping a calm, like the media trained face, but like Lindo Delroy is like, what the fuck? What the fuck did I just hear right now?
We're here.
And he's like, ah. Ah. Oh my god, how embarrassing! How embarrassing! Because like black people don't talk about it enough, but the N word does do some trauma. Like, you know what I mean? It does really hurt your feelings. It really makes you feel like an outsider, and like to be so accomplished, like on this award stage, just the fact that that word can just reduce you to like a pile of dust, like in such an embarrassing way. It's like I really feel bad for them, even though they're like successful actors and shit. But all right, so what's the explanation for this, man? Oh, okay. Yo, Ryan Coogler is such a king. Oh my god. Like he's gonna go down as one of the greats in directing. Like he's so early in his career and he already has so many classics.
Good evening. Della and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
Oh, and it's not funny. Like you feel me? It's not funny. Like I'm not trying to reduce like what happened to it being like a laughable event because that's actually very disrespectful. And obviously the context of why this happened makes it kind of funny, but I'm not saying like this isn't like a big deal, right? And then again, just like the looks on their faces is like it makes me wonder like how would I respond? Like would I jump into the crowd, be like, who said that? Who said that shit? Maybe, I don't know. And then his tongue, the shit that this nigga's doing with his tongue, bro. I just said it, but what he's doing with his tongue, like that's really like the face that you make when you really don't know what to do, but you're about to come out of your body. Like, oh my god.
That moment at the BAFTA Awards leaving viewers in shock.
Shock is the least of it. This is like a Will Smith slaps Chris Rock level moment for an award show. All right, for a black award show, like this is like top 3 easily. This is right number 2 only to that, honestly. That and Come to Death Row.
We're here to celebrate the artists who expand what's possible on screen.
Michael B. Jordan and his Sinners co-star Delroy Lindo.
Look, they're classy about it though. Like like there's definitely a universe where somebody's like, "Who said that shit? Who said that shit?" And honestly, that would have been a perfectly reasonable response from either of them, bro. That would have been a perfectly reasonable response. But I think the way that they played it was better, especially with like the context of who was yelling the slurs, right? Like they would have looked bad,
Hit with the N-word from the crowd while presenting the award for Best Visual Effects.
Good evening. Della and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
Holy moly, bro. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I read on Reddit that this same person that was yelling the slurs was also saying slurs on the red carpet, like before the event.
John Davidson, the man who yelled the racial slur.
Oh God. Yo, you ever see that episode of South Park where Randy's like N-word guy, because he says the N-word on TV, and like everyone just knows him for that. Like he has to just like live that down for the rest of his life. Like this guy is 100% gonna be one of those people now, right?
Has Tourette's syndrome.
He has Tourette's syndrome. Okay.
Actually interrupted the program a few times. His life with the motor disorder, which can cause explicit, involuntary verbal outbursts, was the inspo behind the nominated film I Swear.
Off, you wanker.
Well, it's nice to meet you too.
Sorry.
I didn't know it was a narrative film. So basically this guy has Tourette's, and it makes him swear and shout shit. There's a South Park episode about it, not to keep bringing it back to South Park. But yeah, like he's not in control of like his statements and stuff like that. Now I have seen the discourse amongst black people that, oh, well, why is that word even in your vocabulary? To my understanding, it's certain people with Tourette's, it manifests in you saying like whatever is like the exact opposite of what you want to say in that moment. And the way that it's been explained to me is kind of like when you have like an intrusive thought, right? Like, so because like let's be real here, when you see like someone of a different race or someone that's like disabled or like disfigured in some way, the first thought to come across your mind is probably one of like fear, disgust, you know what I mean, confusion, like, you know, whatever, right? But then being an adult is realizing it's like, hey, that's a personal bias that I have. I need to give this person an equal chance. When you do that, you realize everyone's people, yada, yada, yada. We're all the same, whatever. Everyone gets that shit. Now, if you couldn't control what your mouth says when you think of something, it would have some pretty wacky results. So just to give my take on this shit, right? This white guy probably thinks about all the time. It's like, I cannot say the N-word. Like, just as a white person, it's like, I can't say the N-word. That's going to have a lot of reputational damage for me, right? I'm sure every white person thinks that. But here he is, where he sees two successful black people that everyone's happy to see, right? He thinks about the fact that they're black. I mean, Sinners is a black movie, right? So he's like thinking, so in the top of his mind, he's probably like, don't say the N-word, don't say the N-word, don't say the N-word. And here he is saying it. And also, too, if you want to get offended by that, that's fine by me. Like, you know, I have no love for this fool, right? I don't know what's in his heart. Like, you know what I mean? He fucked up pretty bad. If that were me in that situation, I might have had a much more visceral reaction. But shit, bro. Like, this is such a crazy situation.
To celebrate the artists who expand what's possible on screen.
Visual effects can create spectacle, but the best work serves character and story.
Michael and Delroy.
I mean, they played it off well. And I'm glad that they did, because, and it sucks because like all this is going to distract from like the success that Sinners is, a success for black cinema, a success for just like the movies in general, like a blockbuster film having like some really substantive themes and stuff. And now it's just like a discourse about how black people can be called the N-word at any given time, and we just have to take it. Like, you know.
They're cool on stage, a source telling ET.
Yo, but you can tell he's not having that shit. He's from the old school. Look at his face. He's not having that shit. Lindo Delroy. I forgot what his name was. God forbid, I made a TikTok where I forgot what his fucking name was. And they're crucifying me for it, taking away my black card and everything. He was the mentor in Malcolm X. That's the other thing I know him from.
Found the incident jarring and disappointing, but Michael was still in good spirits after the fact.
Oh, you always take it a day at a time.
You may have heard some strong and offensive language tonight.
Host Alan Cumming.
You know it's bad when you have to have a host come on the stage and be like, yeah, sorry about that. It's really just some South Park shit, like really, like, and it's not funny because the N-word does harm. It's done harm to me, especially as a kid. Like, it's such an othering word. It's the ugliest word in the English language, right? But damn, this is so funny in like an absurdist way. Like, and ultimately no one was really injured, right? No one was really injured. I Not yet. I don't know. Maybe the discourse about this will be injuring in some way. God forbid Trump weighs in on this shit, but
addressing the incident head on.
If you've seen the film I Swear, you will know that film is about the experience of a person with Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome.
I mean, what an ad for the movie, though. What an ad for the movie. Now, I have seen some people with some conspiracy theories about that, too. I don't believe that, obviously. But, damn, son. I kind of want to watch it. Because if this is the kind of shit that he be going through, I'd say, oh, they might need to make a sequel after last night. Or maybe like a straight to Netflix special. Like the time the I Swear guy fucking met Michael B. Jordan. He could play himself. Right?
Disability and the tics you've heard tonight are involuntary, which means the person who has Tourette syndrome has no control over their language. We apologize if you were offended.
Not the best apology. You know, they could have went a little bit harder with that, but you know, in the moment it was probably really hard to fucking figure out what to do.
BBC, which broadcast the ceremony, also releasing an apology.
Also, let me know if this is fucked up, right? Chat, let me know if this is fucked up. If I personally had that illness and I couldn't control myself from saying like really fucked up stuff, I would probably just have like a spit hood on or like a COVID mask. You know what I mean? Or just something that really impeded my speech, or maybe like a mouth guard, right? Just because that's too unreliable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's too unreliable, especially like in a public event like this where like maximum embarrassment is possible. That's what I would do. He might not want to impede himself in that way. I get that too. He does have an illness at the end of the day. I get that too. But damn, son, like, what a fuck up. That's a big screw up, buddy. Like,
criticism, including from the likes of Jamie Foxx, reiterating that Davidson's...
Wait. They skipped over that a little bit too quick. Hold up. Nah, he meant that shit. Out of all the words you could have said, Tourette's makes you say that? Unacceptable. And you know what? I don't necessarily agree with Jamie Foxx here, but I don't disagree with him disagreeing. Because it's like, what the fuck? Like, why do black people always have to be the ones to fucking be the bigger people? It's like, that's so fucked up. like we shouldn't stand for that shit, bro. Like, that's so disrespectful. That's so dehumanizing. And these are black heroes we're talking about. Like, these are like some of the best artists that Hollywood has to offer, and like, why should we have to deal with that? Like, that's so booty. Ew. Right? But I mean, I don't know, man.
Jamie Foxx, reiterating that Davidson's verbal tics are involuntary.
And of all the outfits to do this shit in, bro. You got the, oh my god, bro.
And not intentional. The BAFTAs have yet to respond beyond Cummings' on-air apology.
They should have released a statement before the event was over, if I'm being completely honest. That would have been like the reasonable thing to do by my approximation. Also, too, I don't think they're going to mention it, but apparently someone heckled out Free Palestine during the event, and they had no problem muting that. So, you know, I don't know. I guess that's worse than this. But all right. Oh. All right. Chat. Yo, this is the most people I ever had in a YouTube chat. So thanks for being here. Drop a comment. You don't have to if you don't want to. I would love someone to bounce off of, though. Okay. Yo, good thing I don't keep porn on this computer, bro. Cause like I'd be clicking the wrong shit all the time. I don't have another monitor. You know what I'm saying? All right. I don't have YouTube Premium, so you're gonna have to just suffer through the ad with me. Oh.
So as of this afternoon, the 2026 Olympic Games in Milan have officially come to an end, and Team USA...
Yeah, I just want to brag real quick, but one of my cousins is on the Olympic development team. Yeah, I won't say what sport because you people are crazy, but I'm really proud of her, you know?
finished out the games by winning gold in the men's hockey final against Canada.
It's a disgrace that we beat them, by the way. Like, hockey is Canada's thing, and like America is being like jerks on the global stage. Like, I don't want to see Americans win big, even though I am happy for like the players and stuff. Like, I'm glad that they got, whatever. But shit, they should be like Captain America and just be like nomads, like no flag.
The first gold medal since 1980, and of course the very famous Miracle on Ice. Among those celebrating with the team was none other than FBI Director Kash Patel, seen on social media in the locker room after.
That boy looks sweaty. Every time I look at Kash Patel, he looks like he's like coked out, right? You know what I'm saying?
Patel, seen on social media.
Like, bro, this is like divorced dad energy. Like, it's so hardcore. It's not even divorced dad energy, because that implies that at one point you built a family. Like, Kash Patel more gives like never got out of the frat hooking up with girls at clubs era of his life, and he just kind of just rode that into being a podcaster, and then rode that into being the head FBI director, right? And now that he's achieved all this prestige that he got through ill-gotten means, like, all he can think to do with it is just like fuck around with the bros, like screw 20-year-olds. Like, I don't, like, he's a very powerful person. Like, he heads the FBI, right? And all he wants to do with it is just like get more podcast gigs and stuff.
In the locker room after Team USA's victory. There's also this video circulating on social media of the FBI director with a beverage of some kind.
Oh my God, what an iconic photo. What an iconic photo. I mean, and here's the thing. If it wasn't like the most corrupt administration in history, I really wouldn't give a fuck about this. Like, I really wouldn't, right? Now, this trip was very expensive. Now, I do care about that. They're probably going to get to that in a second. But, overall, if U.S. officials want to participate in American pop culture, I actually kind of encourage that, right? But there's got to be limits on it, right?
As he chants along with the athletes. Never mind, his office told MS Now that he was flying to Milan on.
Were they actually that excited for him to be there? Right? Like, you worked your whole life to win an Olympic gold medal. There you are. But, okay, like, the FBI director is there. Like, it's not like Trump is there. It's not like, oh, yeah, and then the president was there. I mean, even if I hate Trump, right, like, which I do. But even, let's say, like, hypothetically, like, I won a gold medal and Trump happened to be there. That would probably be the moment where I'd be like, all right, well, it is pretty cool that the president is here now that I won. You know what I'm saying? The FBI director, though, I'd be like, get that Trump shell out of here. What the fuck? I mean, I'd probably say that even if Trump was there, or J.D. Vance, or whoever, but, what authority does Kash Patel have? Like, why do they care that he's fucking there? Is it just for the cameras? Could be.
FBI's Gulfstream jet strictly for.
I'm not gonna lie, though, it is kind of cute that he's so excited, because, like, look at him. It's kind of cute. It's like, yeah, I'd be excited too. Especially if I loved hockey. I'd be like, yeah, USA, yeah. Yeah, I get to be with the boys. Yeah, good thing I'm a part of the government. This is so cool. This is what he's doing the job for. So this is I mean, all the Epstein shit. He didn't really give a fuck about that Epstein shit. That's just how he got popular, bro. He did the shit to do stuff like this. And you kind of can't help but be a little happy for him. Like,
business and not to watch hockey. MS Now has not independently verified this video. We have reached out to Patel.
Yeah, apparently he was going to Italy for business. Like, he bullshitted a reason why he was supposed to be going over there. I feel like I would have respected it way more if he was just like, I'm going to support the Olympic team because I fucking love hockey. Like, like, and here's the thing. Like, I get, like, there are some perks with being a politician. Like, whatever, like, if you really want to go to the Super Bowl and you're the president, maybe you shouldn't have to buy a ticket, but, like, it's, it's just the waste involved, especially considering, like, the government is misspending so much of our dollars, and, I can't afford a house. I don't know about you.
And the FBI for comment. Patel has since posted, quote, for the very concerned media, yes, I love America, and was extremely humbled when my friends, the newly minted gold medal winners on team.
Those are not your friends. Those are not your friends, idiot. Yo, he probably goes to the strip club and thinks, yo, she really likes me. Yo, we're going to go on a date later. She really likes me.
Say invited me into the locker room to celebrate this historic moment with the boys. Joining us now, Pablo Torre, host of the Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast. He is, of course, an MS Now contributor. Pablo, great to have you on the show. Excuse me. Do you think that was the first party Kash Patel was ever invited to?
Got him. Yeah, it was definitely giving that vibe.
I mean, look, he's living life like a Make-A-Wish kid right now. He's kind of adorable. He is.
I mean, yeah, this is just like liberal, like Aaron Sorkin style ribbing, but I'm here for it. He is a Make-A-Wish kid.
By the way, sincerely a huge hockey fan on my show, Pablo Torre Finds Out.
I remember last year he was like flying.
I mean, hockey, I wish I was more into hockey. Like, you know what I mean? I guess it's largely coded as like a white people sport. I don't really know why that is. I guess the hood doesn't have like ice rinks and shit. Maybe that's why. But, you know, New Jersey only has one iconic team that's active, and that's the New Jersey Devils, right? So that's kind of cool.
To watch Alex.
Plus, it's like insane. It's like soccer, but it's also like, you know, like rugby, I guess. Like the fact that there's like a stick involved, like that's really challenging. You know, and people get really hurt playing hockey too. You know, I wonder why it's not so popular here.
Breaks the Wayne Gretzky record. He was popping up in games in New York and down in D.C. I was like, this FBI director's got nothing to do than to see Alexander Ovechkin break the record.
And more than that, what we reported in the episode, Eamon, is that he is left alone. The FBI, as constituted, knows to leave him alone on Sundays in general because he's playing rec league hockey for a team in D.C. called the Dons, which is just poetically kind of perfect, of course. But this is what he loves. And
yeah, he's having the time of
do
his
the accounting
life,
on
right?
this, right?
He's
So
having the time of his
previously, of
fucking
course, when he's a podcaster and not the unbelievable director of the FBI, he is criticizing Christopher Wray about all the G5 trips and the personal vacations.
Yeah, I mean, Kash Patel used to literally verbatim say, it's like, why is Chris Wray, the former FBI director, spending thousands and thousands of dollars to fly around on this jet, right? And chances are Chris Wray was probably misappropriating the funds too. I mean, all of them do. That's why they go into office. They have lavish lifestyles, really. But I mean, look at what you're doing, bro. Like, look at your, oh my God.
All the money taxpayers have spent on an unelected position, enabling a lifestyle that, of course, is contrary to anything resembling working in service of the American people. And here you have him, you know, doing something that I think on the one hand makes him feel human until you realize how unbelievably self-centered the entire explanation is for why he...
Also, America's in crisis, right? Like, America's truly in a criminal crisis. Like, Kash Patel is like, oh, if there was some criminal crisis, then I would step up to the plate and I would, you know, be the Valhalla warrior that fucking would make sure all the criminals got in line, yada, yada, yada. But now that we're in an actual criminal crisis, the president's a criminal, the Epstein files, like Nancy Guthrie is still fucking missing. Like, okay, like, here's your chance, bro. Like, fight the crime. And he's like, you know. It's like, come on, bro. And also, too, it's like, I really want to see, because, you know, it's not usual that you see a South Asian guy in such a high place of power in the American government. I want him to represent his people well. Okay? Like, you know, the first Indian guy to be the FBI director, I would want him to serve with integrity. Right? Not to make everything like a racial politics thing. I guess that's not super relevant, but, you know, if I was the first black person to do something, I would really try my best just off the strength of that. I wonder if he worries about that kind of thing. Probably not, honestly.
In the first place, which is also, by the way, fundamentally dishonest. So there's also that.
Yeah, I will point out that actually a comms person at the FBI tweeted something earlier, like demanding a correction and an apology from our colleague Ken Delanian, who had said something about, like, was the FBI director going to go to any parties while he was there? I forget what it was. Demanded an apology.
That's right.
And then immediately afterward, Kash Patel posted a photo from the locker room. I did want to ask you about another sort of nexus of politics and sports that has gotten some attention this week. So J.D. Vance has made some comments about the ability for athletes to speak their minds. Let's play that.
When you're representing the country,
Yo, where is his chin? It's like a little slope, you know? I mean, I guess when you get a little older, like, your jowls come down. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm 26. Like, my jowls are starting to form, you know? Like the double chin is starting to form, but like, oh my God. Does she just want to scoop the fat from his neck and like, like, and just kind of like play with it like some Play-Doh, you know? He does have like you know, the crispy beard line though.
Representing Democrats and Republicans, you're there to play a sport, and you're there to represent your country and hopefully win a medal. You're not there to pop off about politics. So
yeah, you are. What's the whole point of all this? Like, all these countries are coming together to like make grand statements about like, their greatness and shit. Like, so of course they're gonna get asked political questions. I mean, was there ever an Olympics where that didn't happen? Right? Like, you know what I mean? Are we just supposed to ignore the countries that they come from and like what's going on there? I thought that was the whole point of the Olympics. You know?
When Olympic athletes enter the political arena, they should expect some pushback.
Pablo, this has obviously been an issue for decades and decades about whether athletes who are representing the United States should be able to speak.
I mean, why else become an athlete, right? Like, you prove that you're like at the top of the world, like, you're the best at this physical activity, better than anyone else in the world. When you have that position, like, why would you want to have that position? Probably so you can make some other grand statements, right? Like, or I guess be rich. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure athletes have pretty developed moral philosophies, right? There's a reason why all these athletes be like quoting Bible verses and shit. Like, they, like, in order to be motivated to get that good, like, you usually are pretty convicted about one or two things, right?
On political or social issues. One twist in this that I thought was kind of interesting this time around is that J.D. Vance has also been critical of Eileen Gu, who grew up here in the United States and is skiing, I believe, on behalf of China, and saying, like, well, why isn't she representing the United States? So it kind of seems like
she's like, I ain't repping this shit. Good for her, honestly. All right. Cricket is on MS now. Damn, good for them. Premieres next Saturday. Wow. Okay. Although I don't want them to become some lib shit. I could see them going that direction. They're like, I don't know. Ooh. All right, Epstein file time. Peter Mandelson. I posted a video about this shit earlier today, and that shit flopped on TikTok, bro. I mean, I guess like people don't really know who Peter Mandelson is. I barely knew how to read the article to even make the video, but I guess we're gonna find out. Shout out Al Jazeera too. They did post one of my videos one time and reacted to it on air, so they're cool for that.
The fallout from the Epstein files has sent another shockwave through the British establishment. Former ambassador to the US, Peter Mandelson, has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He's seen here being led away by police from his home in North London. Police previously searched 2 properties linked to Mandelson.
I know it's probably like a stereotype that the British are more polite, but even this seems like such a polite arrest. Are there even cuffs on him? Like, I know he's like a public official, but in America, if a public official gets arrested, like, I feel like they're still going to rough you up a little bit. But this just seems so polite, so posh. It's like, yeah, like, you're a pedophile. Come on, buddy. He's like, all right, let me get my coat.
In Wiltshire and North London earlier in February over suggestions that he passed market-sensitive government information to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Let's take you live to London. Al Jazeera's Charlie Angela is in Westminster. What more can you tell us, Charlie, about the arrest?
Yes, well, everyone here in the UK has probably now seen those pictures of Mandelson being led away from his central London home.
Peter Mandelson was the ambassador to the United States from the UK. I guess the British people would be shocked. I'd imagine Prince Andrew getting arrested is probably way more shocking, especially since, like, him being a fuck up has been like a long time coming. It's like they've known that he's been like some sex freak for a while now. And the Queen of England is alleged to have, helped him on several occasions. So And again, he's royalty. Like, royalty hadn't even been arrested in that godforsaken country for 400 years. So what the fuck is a Peter Mandelson? Who gives a shit? Like, they got Prince Andrew, bro.
By police, the property was being staked out by a news outlet who seems got lucky. So it comes after police carried out searches on 2 properties belonging to Mandelson, looking, as you say, for documents relating to allegations that Mandelson passed on sensitive information that could have moved markets to his close friend Jeffrey Epstein.
It's really crazy that now all of the sudden insider trading is being enforced, right? Because it's like, it's been a well-known phenomenon for like a long time now that like all political figures insider trade, like all of them. Even if there's laws on the books, who watches the Watchmen? They're not even enforcing that shit on each other, and insider trading is probably so easy to do, like, like when you know everything that's gonna happen, it's like you directly control what corporations are empowered and which ones are destroyed, But here's the thing: it's like, not only did Mandelson do that, but he shared that information with an outsider, right? Jeffrey Epstein, an American, right? You feel me? Like, what are you doing telling the Americans our shit, boy? And then of all the people to tell, you're telling this motherfucker right here? Like, Keir Starmer is probably like, get in the van. Like, you're making me look bad. Like, the fucking prime minister might lose his shit over Jeffrey Epstein. Like, people are taking it seriously in other countries, yo.
The convicted paedophile in 2009. Now, this was when Mandelson was at the heart of the Labour government under Tony Blair, at a time when governments were looking for bailouts. He would have been in discussions with European counterparts as well. And it looks like documents would have been seized during those searches, and that might now be what the arrest has been based on. Now, Mandelson has denied any wrongdoing, and he has expressed his regret for his close friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. But
I'm really asking, it's like, do you think it's actually possible to be close friends with Jeffrey Epstein and have no wrongdoing? Like, genuinely, right? Because I'd even give people the benefit of the doubt a lot more than other people would, right? Because it's like, yeah, like, especially if you like grew up, I'm not from the street, but let's say like you grew up around crime, like, let's say that, and that certain people are alleged to have done certain crimes, and you don't know for sure, and you just know that they're loyal to you, and that, that's an allegation that they have against them, or, a criminal, like, whatever, right? That's one thing. But this is a little bit different. It's like, you're convicted for crimes against children. Like, we know you did it. Like, you pled guilty to it, And then also too, it's like, you're close friends with him. Like, you go to the fucking movies with your close friends, right? Like, you feel me? And he was still molesting and shit. So how could you be close friends with him while he's not molesting, and you never catch wind of it? I mean, it's kind of silly to even like entertain the idea, but it's like, they're really just lying in our faces, bro.
From Grace has been absolutely seismic. Just last year, this man was the UK ambassador to the US. He was sharing jokes with President Donald Trump in the Oval Office. And he has been at the heart of the Labour government for decades and has had a pretty Teflon-resistant career. He has had to resign twice, but both times he has bounced back. He was made a Lord, but he has now had to resign from the House of Lords and lost his title.
Damn, he's not even a Lord anymore. What a bum. What a bum. I really wish I was like knighted or some shit though. Like, that shit just sounds so cool. So I can be like, sir, blah blah blah. Like, isn't like Elton John knighted? Like, there's a bunch of celebrities that are knighted. Or to be a lord, that'd be so fucking sick, bro. Oh my god. And I know, like, I'm anti-king, whatever, but come on, that'd be so fucking sick. To be Lord Leo.
So we will wait to hear what police reveal, to see how long he's questioned for as well, how long he will be held. But this is going to be a huge blow for Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who has really had to come back fighting and defend his appointment of Peter Mandelson, which he has now said he didn't know the extent to which Mandelson...
The extent. So yeah, I knew that I knew that he was cool with Jeffrey Epstein, but I thought they were just, I thought he was just there for the snorkeling. You know, there was no crime going on or anything, right? It's like, bro, like, come on, be real. Be real. And the thing is too, it's like you can't even give them the benefit of the doubt because like on a like ground level in your normal everyday life, if someone's a pedophile, that destroys your reputation. No one will talk to you. Your own family will distance themselves from you if you're an outed known pedophile, like literally. You know, so I'm assuming it doesn't change when you're super successful, right? Like those same feelings are probably there still, but it's just a calculation where it's like, okay, well, you know, that's just not that big of a deal to us because like you can help us implement our agenda. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it comes down to. And that's like the best people. The worst people are like, "Oh, I'm into that shit too. Come on in, buddy." Like straight up.
Maintained his ties with Jeffrey Epstein, but it has been a huge blow to Keir Starmer, and this arrest is just going to add fuel to the fire.
What are the likely political ramifications going to be, Charlie, particularly, as you say, with the pressure right now on Prime Minister Keir Starmer?
Well, we do know that they were discussing in Parliament today when new tranches of information relating to the appointment of Mandelson will be released. We understand that the government has been cooperating with the police in their investigations and handed over all relevant documents. But as you know, it has been within his own party, he has garnered support, but outside his party calls for his resignation. But it's not just in the political establishment that we're getting repercussions. Of course, the former Prince Andrew, Lord Mountbatten, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, excuse me, we're getting used to his new title, is still under suspicion. We understand that Metropolitan Police today were speaking to his former protection officers who, it emerged, were asked to guard Andrew while he dined with Jeffrey Epstein in 2010, and they have been brought in for questioning.
I really think that this Epstein shit might take down the monarchy. I'm being so for real. You know, as long as it stood, I think number one, like modernity has kind of made the monarchy more and more redundant. It's like, okay, like I guess these are like good tourists, they're like good tourist attractions, but you know, why should we fund their lifestyle, this lavish lifestyle? But then certain people are like, all right, well, fuck it. Like, that's just a part of our culture, I guess. But now that it turns out they're a cabal of like fucking billionaire, pedophile, Satan worshiping elites, like, and you know, Brexit happened and all this shit, like, they're probably like, man, fuck all this shit, bro. Like, fuck that, man. That's why King Charles was so quick to throw his brother under the bus, Prince Andrew, because it's like, bro, like you're gonna fuck it up for everybody. It's like, you know, and King Charles is probably into all sorts of bad shit too, but Epstein just represents like just a pit of depravity. It's like, damn, bro, you can't turn down the fucking 15-year-old girls either. Like, god damn, you're taking pictures too. Like, god damn, son.
Same time, former civil servants have also come forward anonymously, giving information that when Andrew was trade envoy to the UK, he was filing unnecessary and excessive expenses, including charging for personal massages, charges that would have ultimately been passed on to the taxpayer. And what
I'm glad that we're finally getting to the discourse. It's like, maybe these politicians shouldn't get massages on our dime, right? Like, maybe that just shouldn't be happening, okay? And in a normal, and like, look, 10, 20 years ago, right? Like, you know, when Obama was president and I was a little kid, if I found out that Obama paid for a massage with the fucking taxpayer money, I genuinely wouldn't give a fuck. But we're in a different era now, okay? Like fuck that. You fuck these elites, bro. Like, they've had the ball for too long. Fuck that. Yeah. You should be impeached for that shit. I don't care.
no evidence of any criminal wrongdoing that will have to be assessed. It does paint an incredibly unfavourable picture. But the message, really, both from the palace and from the Prime Minister, is that nobody is above the law and that these investigations will have to run their course.
Charlie Angela reporting live from London. Many thanks, Charlie. Well, Peter Mandelson.
Thanks, Charlie. I'm going to go get a water. You guys want anything? Oh. Oh, sweet chat. Sweet, beautiful chat. Sweet, beautiful chat. My quiet, quiet chat. How are you? How are you? How are you? Okay. Next topic. $11 ago, 2 hours. All right, let's watch this one first. I like her hair.
Violence has broken out in several cities across Mexico, hours after the army confirmed it had killed one of the country's most feared drug lords. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho, was the leader of the...
Yo, this guy is definitely gonna get like some Breaking Bad narco style TV show about him. Because like the more that comes out about him or becomes more like internationally known, it's like the more crazy it is. Like he basically set up like a paramilitary within the country of Mexico that's like untouchable. And like this, look at this photo of him. It's like a driver's license photo from like 10, 15 years ago. He probably looks nothing like this. Like just super like nondescript. He was trafficking heroin in America. Like he's really had quite the life.
Jalisco New Generation cartel. He was shot in a dawn raid and died from his injuries. Mexico said the operation was carried out with US intelligence.
Honestly, I kind of like that, right? Like I'm not a fan of America being like the world police or anything, but Mexico has a problem with the cartel, right? You know, the cartel probably prevents Mexico from thriving on the global stage in the same way that they would want to, right? And it kind of strangles their political discourse knowing that, you know, cartel violence could come your way no matter who you are, right? I mean, even people in the cartel would probably say that. It's like, yeah, like we influence the politics. So if Trump wants to wage wars internationally and stuff like that, I feel like the way that I would be comfortable with is if he helps these governments take care of actual violent crime in their country. Like, you know? So sweet. Like, I actually don't mind that America shared intelligence on this. That's pretty cool.
Reports.
Nemesio Oseguera, known as El Mencho, was quite simply the most wanted drug lord in Mexico. Responsible for trafficking huge quantities of cocaine, methamphetamine and fentanyl into the United States, he'd evaded the authorities for years, until now. So far, the Mexican military has not released images, but El Mencho was injured during a raid in Jalisco State and then died while being taken to Mexico City. The Mexican embassy in the US...
I wonder if they really try to capture him or if they just like Osama bin Laden him. Oh, we're trying to capture you. No, they're not. They're not. Like as soon as they lay eyes on you, like bang, bang, motherfucker. And also too, I'm pretty sure like he had people guarding him and they died too. I don't know if that's why that's not really being reported on, but you know, chances are they weren't trying to actually arrest him.
...was carried out with US intelligence. The reaction from his cartel has been immediate and violent. Unverified pictures...
Yo, these motherfuckers are setting the goddamn country on fire for this guy. You know, obviously it's like this guy was the result of, or this guy like made a lot of suffering happen to the Mexican people. Just evil stuff. You kind of got to respect it on like a gangster level though. Like this is like some Pablo Escobar shit, bro. Right? Like he's like Scarface. Like you die and then like people are setting the country on fire to the point where it's international news. It's like, you know, they respected him a lot clearly, or whoever's doing the marching orders is trying to make that, you know, what's put out there. The tourists. Man, me and my girlfriend were planning a trip to Mexico, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, man, because the cartels are just really powerful. It's like the criminal element there is not, they're not playing around. They're not. Because it's less of like a gang and it's more like a paramilitary under government, you know, that has lots of power of its own, you know, just in the control of like trafficking of drugs and people. Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing. Whatever salute, because I'm sure the day will come where the cartels aren't as powerful in Mexico, right? Um, but I don't think that day would come without a lot of violence, unfortunately. Like, they're not going to go out without a fight. I mean, I guess they could make like some structural changes to like how the government operates that makes cartel enlistment, I guess you can call it, like less likely in people, like just making more stable economic conditions. Maybe like I'm sure the punishments are super harsh for being a cartel in Mexico. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, though. I do know that. Wow, like the most wanted criminal in the whole entire world was in Mexico. Yeah, yeah, you know. I mean, drugs do ravage countries. Like who controls the drugs is a very powerful person. I wonder if he was like an addict himself. Maybe like smoke weed. He probably just smoked weed. Yeah, had beers every now and again. Well, like I wonder what drew him to like wanting to even run all this shit, bro. Like, did he live like a king? I mean, I'm sure there were bouts of time where he did, but it's probably like a lot of hiding, a lot of being scared. Mexico has 32 states, by the way. Nine of them canceled school. Nine of them canceled school because of this shit, bro. I'm surprised more of them didn't. I mean, I guess the whole country can't shut down. That would almost send the wrong message, but ain't no calm, bro. Ain't no calm. That's a ridiculous instruction for all the shit that's going on. Ain't gonna be no calm, man. Ay, ay, ay. Jesus Christ, it's like fucking Afghanistan up in that bitch. Like, this is warfare. Like, it's like not even worth it to call them a gang. Like, this is a paramilitary of people. And, there a lot of like these paramilitary organizations can be traced back to American meddling in South America and the Middle East. So it's not surprising that the tactics are very similar. But really, like, what's surprising is just like the level of urban warfare that you're seeing, because Mexico is a lot more like the United States than Kabul, right? So like seeing some of these images of like just cars burning in the street and a fucking makeshift car bomb in a motherfucking deli, like it looks very American, you know, in like a diaspora kind of way, in a Bad Bunny kind of way. Like this shit looks like it could happen here. It basically is. It's like just south of the border. All this shit is going down, right? Yo, this shit needs Batman or something. Holy shit. This is like some Batman shit, right? Do you think Batman could like stop this? Maybe in like in one city. I don't know if he could handle like a whole state by himself. I just want to take a second to acknowledge how stupid the Americans here are. That's like, oh, like if we had a woman for president, she would just get pushed around. Like, you know what I mean? She would just get pushed around. Like, she can't be tough on crime. She's just a woman. This is like the most anti-cartel action that a Mexican president has done in a minute, bro. Like and she kind of ran on doing something about the cartels, but was kind of slow walking it. The cartels are very integrated in Mexican politics, right? You know, like politicians are in the cartel or have like deals with the cartel, or the police have deals with the cartel. You know. Ugh. It's who I mean, because here's the thing. It's like if she got on the stage and like acted like a cowboy or like a cowgirl, I guess in her instance, and was like, "Yeah, we're gonna crack down on these motherfucking cartels. We're gonna show them who's boss." A lot of people would die, right? It would almost trigger like a civil war in her country. Like I feel like yeah, like the global community just needs to stop mincing words about like Mexico's influence of the cartel. Like it's really a problem for them, and you know, there are people that will say they need to do an El Salvador and basically become like a police state in order to fix it. But I don't think that would work either. Just because, again, it's like they're so integrated into the politics, you know. I mean, but I guess military action isn't a bad idea, you know. And collaboration with America is probably going to make it more likely for them to win, really. I really wish I knew. I mean, in college, I knew this girl from Mexico, and she would say, and she was like from a more well-off family. She was like, "Yeah, Mexico is beautiful. Just like, you know, sometimes you'll go drive on the highway and there are people hanging from it." Like, and to this day, like, I don't know, like, to what extent it's exaggeration or what extent that shit is real. Cause like in America, we like to be like, oh, like over there, it's all backward and fucked up and shit. But I think like even the people on the ground in Mexico are like, yeah, like shit is like out of control. You know, it's out of control. And regular people are being terrorized. Like I feel like the honor amongst thieves, whatever you want to call it. Most of the time when there's gang violence, it's gang members shooting at each other. But like if civilians are collateral, which I feel like they are in a lot of cases like this, you know, it's like how can the government not intervene? Like they have an obligation to at that point. God damn, son. That is the most anonymous looking man I've ever seen in my life. I really wonder what goes through his head. I mean, he looks like a normal guy. Yeah, just like the power vacuum that's probably going to leave because there's not just one cartel in Mexico. Like, it's a diverse web. They're almost like political parties, right? And the gangs are going to fight each other. I mean, hopefully Scheinbaum has some kind of like cohesive strategy of like what she's going to do while that happens. But if not, it's just going to be chaos for a bunch of just Mexican civilians that have nothing to do with all this shit. And oh man, and this is just like economic warfare as well because Mexico is a pretty like pound for pound like it's a powerful country, right? It's a powerful country with a lot to offer the world, but just this disparate stochastic violence makes it have such a bad reputation on the global stage where it's just like, dang, son, you know, this is like an iconic city of theirs and it's like warfare in it, like civil warfare. Yeah, that shit is dead, homie. The World Cup, a World Cup, and then this bitch, like, that's just not a good idea. Especially when the cartels are actively lashing out. Like, they want attention. Like, they want you to know that we're powerful. Plus, all of them have like a name to build now. Like, all of them want to be known as like the biggest, baddest gang now. So, and look, it's also against their incentive to attack tourists. A lot of Americans think like, oh, the cartel's gonna get me, but that's not very likely. You know what I mean? They generally don't harm tourists. But in this new world order that they have now, where the military can come and whack you, who knows what they'll do? Who knows? I'd say that's enough of that, to be honest. I can remember. Ugh. Damn it. This is like suicide by cop, right? Like, there's no way that you think that you can get close to the president's private residence in Florida with any kind of weapon and think that you're not going to be like blasted like right away, right? Right? You know? Especially if you don't really have a plan. The other guy, the other attempted assassin on Trump at Mar-a-Lago, at least was hiding in the bushes. Now, is that a great plan either? Not exactly, but it does have like some animus to it, right? Like the element of surprise, like that's a little bit more believable. But this guy is like, all right, I'm just gonna rock up with a shotgun and some gas, and then I'm gonna do what exactly? Like, bro, Trump wasn't even in there, idiot. Like, he's the president. He's at the White House. Go there. Like, what are you doing? Not that he should have gone there or here. right? For the record, but. I wonder if he regretted it once he was like shot and bleeding on the ground. He'd be like, oh, damn. Uh, what are you doing, bro? We're losing too many young men. The internet was a mistake, bro. I swear. He wasn't, man. He wasn't really about it. He wasn't really about it. Like there was no. He's not even making it sound like there was any kind of like jerking movement or like some quick like he was trying to spin it on him or whatever. He just complied and then did what he needed to do in order to get shot. He was probably just a mentally ill person that wanted some kind of legacy. They're probably not going to mention it in this video, but the alleged gunman had some very interesting views, right? Well, some views that are actually pretty easy to find on the internet. Bro, the guy's already dead. Like, there's no point for anyone to tell you anything. They're already trying to spin a narrative when it comes to this, right? It's in the next video though. Ugh, that graphic. All right, let's learn about this alleged gunman. Hey, hey, hey. Usual suspects, man. Usual suspects, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, men have a problem, and it's also like this particular brand of man. Like white boy, obsessed on the internet. Politically awkward. Like, whatever, bro. We're having an issue. Usually, him being reported as missing doesn't necessarily mean he was a distressed person. Usually, right before people go on these like assassin runs, they disappear from everyone they know and don't respond to them, right? Like Luigi Mangione allegedly did that too, right? So he kind of looks like Machine Gun Kelly, right? Chat, right? Interesting, huh? Interesting. Word on the street is that he was a Trump supporter, big Trump supporter. And then the Epstein file shit kind of radicalized them to trying to burn down Mar-a-Lago. Interesting. Let's hear more. The coworker never responded. Oh my god. Yeah, that's some OD shit to get from your coworker. It's like, what the fuck? Why does he want to talk to me about the Epstein files? Yo, was this a female coworker too? She's like, yo, is he trying to fuck me? Why is he talking about the fucking Epstein files, bro? What a weirdo. For the record, statistically, the coworker probably completely agrees, but like that does come across as some weirdo internet shit, right? This is the best picture that they have of him, and there's literally a dumpster in the background. I think about that all the time. Like, if I were to die, like, tragically tomorrow, what photo would my family pick? Hopefully it's not one of me in a car, or like a selfie even. You better you better screenshot one of my sex tapes and use that, me looking at my best. You feel me? What he believed, that's just the truth, buddy. A real life event radicalized them. That's just the truth. There was no conspiracy outside of the conspiracy that they're doing, bro. Damn. Damn, son. He's not wrong, man. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Based. That's based. Oh, big if true. Like all the way these facts are lining up, it almost sounds like it's like a conspiracy to like make him look like this leftist, right? Like he has been exposed to have Trump leanings. I wonder if they're gonna say that in this video. Wow. To be honest, I truly believe this is like a suicide by cop situation. And he wanted to go down as like an Epstein files like defender, which you know what? Not a bad way to go out. Like I mean, I don't know. Maybe he has been turned into a leftist. I don't know. Like it may be. Like he spends his life as this quiet conservative kid who can't move out of his parents' $1 million house because even though he's 21 years old, like he probably can't get pussy, like, and he's probably just radicalized. It's like, yo, everything I believe is a fucking lie. It's like everything I believe is a fucking lie. We have no future, and I'm gonna go out trying to burn this shit to the ground. And looks like, yeah, you know. And the thing is, it's like Trump can't even this. Honestly, like this is kind of like a hook, line, and sinker, radicalized by the left narrative. But Trump can't even glom onto it because then he'd have to talk about the fact that he was radicalized by the fact that he's not releasing the Epstein files. And if he even talks about that, then it's like, well, I mean, we saw the text. It's like this shit is kind of true. Like this shit's kind of true. Again, I don't endorse his actions, but like it's not like this is like an illogical path that he went down, right? Yeah, I mean that's kind of embarrassing for them, right? Like how the fuck did he even get remotely close to Mar-a-Lago whatsoever, right? And then also too, it's like he really didn't have a chance in the first place because there was Secret Service there when Trump wasn't even there. Like he got shot by Secret Service and he wasn't even there, bro. If Trump was actually there, you're probably not even getting across the street. You're probably not even you can't even lay eyes on the building if they're in there, bro. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? this is a waste of time. It's a fool's errand. Like, even if you saw this kid like on your Ring camera, like, what does it prove? That he got radicalized by the Epstein files? Like who gives a shit? Like, you feel me? The FBI knows the motive. They're just not releasing it publicly because it's embarrassing to the president. All right. Well, all right. Well, this is my most successful YouTube live stream ever. We had a peak of 10 people in there. I know that a lot of you guys are just kind of like ghosts on here, but you know what? That's fine. Like, you don't have to fucking comment shit, bro. You know, I'm glad that you played me even for like a minute or so while you were like relaxing and chilling. You know, there's a lot of things you could be watching on your phone. Thank you for watching me. I stream every day around 3 o'clock. Follow me on TikTok. That's where I do my short form content. But thank you so much. And I hope you guys are safe and you're smart. And I don't know.